First things first, I'ma say all the words inside my head. I'm fired up and tired of the way that things have been. Oh.
And Northwestern. Long pass up ahead. And once again, it is Justin Mack.
Rebound DiVincenzo.
There was madness this weekend. Hello and welcome to another episode of Top Shelf Sports. I'm Alex Rodriguez.
And I'm Tom Burden. It was an action-packed weekend of upsets and bracket busting.
And to celebrate the weekend, we're using our brackets as scripts because, yeah, they were awful. Like, this was just bad to signify just really how bad they were busted. And so let's just begin with the Northwestern Wildcats as they matched up with Gonzaga in the second round of their unlikely run. The Bulldogs guard Nigel Williams, Goss drives into and nails the turnaround jumper, giving the Bulldogs the early lead. They look to extend it by their big man Karnowski, but Wildcat center Derek Pardon meets him at the rim with the rejection. The Cats immediately run the break other way, and star Brian McIntosh goes coast to coast with the lay-in. McIntosh also tries to tie it up here, but the aggressive Bulldogs defense tips the ball, giving up their own fast break, capped off with a three by Jordan Matthews. This begins a dominant run for the Bulldogs, but Sanjay Lumpkin tries to stop it with an easy bucket inside off the nice feed. Those 2 points are not enough to hinder Gonzaga as the defense is causing turnover after turnover, resulting into more easy baskets. Williams Goss with the inconsistent slam. And up 32-12, Gonzaga is having a lot of fun in this game so far. It seems like everything is going their way, even when men threw tight D and nailing other threes and extending the massive lead. Northwestern didn't get this far to give up this season. McIntosh with the nice find of Vic Law cuts into the lead. The Cats will not go down quietly. McIntosh gets the shimmy shake here and gets off a three and comes up short, but Law with a huge putback bringing the Cats within 5. Let this be a lesson to you all kids. They're in boxing out. Cover your man or else you'll be dunked on. Cats fans and players are hyped. The Zags are not giving in, though, as Matthews cuts through the defense to add some insurance to the diddling lead. Time is starting to run low for the Wildcats as they bring the ball up the court, but a player is answered with the three from all the way back in Evanston. The comeback, however, just is not enough as the historic Wildcats team cannot overcome the mighty top seed Gonzaga Bulldogs. Gonzaga tops Northwestern 79-73.
Number 1 overall seed Villanova Wildcats faced the number 8 Wisconsin Badgers. Picking it up in the first, Josh Hart starts out hot with an early three to bring the Wildcats within 5. Hart isn't done as he plays the passing lane on the very next play for the fast break finish. Nova still down late in the first half. Jalen Bronson gets in on the action with the kick out to Aaric Armstead. He ended up scoring 9 points off the bench. Nova still down. The sophomore Bronson lays it in for 2. He finished with 11 points. Villanova up 1. Bronson still was not done. They used the pick and roll. He drives through the contact and to the basket. Under 2 minutes left in the game. Bronson back with the screen and roll, driving to the hoop, brings the Wildcats back within 1. After a Nova free throw. With 18 seconds left in a tie game, the senior Nigel Hayes with the drive and fake spin to get by the defender, for Hayes scoring the 19th point of the game, bringing the Badgers to a 64-62 lead with 11 seconds left, and the bench is loving it. Nova is forced to use their final timeout. After a great defensive stop by Vito Brown for the Josh Hart turnover and the foul. Vito Brown knocks down 1 of 2 at the free throw line, and number 8 Wisconsin pulls off the 65-62 upset.
Michigan tipped off against number 2 Louisville in the second round of the tournament. Louisville took the lead early in the first with a couple power slams by Adele and Jalen Johnson. Michigan will fight back and keep it close, but the Cardinals will keep the lead going into halftime after a late three by Donovan Mitchell. Michigan started a comeback in the second half, lead by forward Moritz Wagner, who ended his night with 26 points. The Wolverines finished their comeback, outscoring the Cardinals 45-33 in the second half. Louisville will try to tie the game back up as they score on their offensive chances late in the game, but Michigan made their free throws and came up with a block at the end to upset the Cardinals 73-69.
Duke is hoping for their spot in the Sweet 16, but first have to get past the number 7 seed in the South Carolina Gamecocks. During an even start to the first half, Jason Tatum sparks some energy with a slam after driving right past the defense. This would be the start of a 15-point night by him. After Duke gets an early 7-point lead, Luke Kennard finds Matt Jones at the top of the three to extend the lead to 10. Tatum then starts to drive the lane but turns around and finds Jones to hit another deep three and once again take a 10-point lead. In the second half, South Carolina turned everything around and made the incredible comeback. After eventually taking a 4-point lead, the Gamecocks found Duan Notice open at the top of the arc to a three to extend the lead. Tatum tries to spark a comeback by hitting his shots, but the Gamecocks didn't let up as they continued to match the score. The Gamecocks hold the lead and upset Duke 88-81.
And now joining us for the madness is basketball analyst Austin Hansen, here to talk about the first 2 rounds of the tournament. Austin, how you doing?
Great. How are you guys doing today?
Doing well, doing well.
That's good.
So Northwestern, they had a big impact on this tournament. How big was it?
I think the impact was significant, especially for the alumni from Northwestern, but the students there, and then just fans of basketball in general. They know how big of a deal that was for the school and the tournament. It was the first time a tournament had a team, that had never made it finally get in.
And seeing all their fans with the purple, they were going crazy.
Yeah,
it was really cool.
No, that was fun. That would have been a great atmosphere to be in. So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's right. So outside of Northwestern, what matchup most intrigues you, Sweet 16?
I think that the UCLA Bruins and the Kentucky Wildcats game, that's catching a lot of people's interest. That's probably due to the big Lonzo Ball and Malik Monk. They're both top 5, top 10 picks after this year. So a lot of people are very intrigued with that matchup, including myself.
And the other intriguing story is Michigan. They won the Big Ten, and now they are in the tournament hot as any other team.
Yep.
So what do you expected from them going into the tournament?
I did think they'd make some noise. I thought the Louisville game was going to be very difficult, and it obviously was. Michigan is one of the hottest teams in college basketball right now, and their game plan against the Cardinals that game was great. The Cardinals D just overplayed everyone. So every time someone got the ball, they just knew, okay, well, I got to attack because, these guys are way out. They're not pinching at all.
Yeah.
So that's what Wagner took advantage of that the most. He just went at every person that was on him, and he ended up with 26. So.
He had himself a night, didn't
Yeah, he did. He really did.
And you had him in the Final Four.
I did pick them. I'm a huge Big Ten fan, and I saw how well they looked in that tournament, and I was like, well, they could make some noise. So I do have them in my Final Four.
I didn't even have them coming out of the first round. So I mean, what are they doing right now? Like, what's making them so good?
I think that the plane incident. I mean, there's nothing like a near-death experience to really get you going. But ever since then, they've just kind of looked like a whole different team. Like they just everything's clicking right now. I think Beeline's an underrated coach, and I think they're gonna keep winning.
Definitely working some magic and busting them brackets.
Yep.
Let's take a break. When we come back, Aaric Armstead will join us at the desk to talk Sweet 16 matchups. Doing good, guys. Doing good. Doing good. Oh, gee. Oh, got it. Welcome back to Top Shelf Sports. Now let's preview the Sweet 16 matchups that start up on Thursday. We go into it and we see the biggest intriguing matchup is UCLA-Kentucky. We've got some good ones where Wisconsin is facing Florida in the East region, Gonzaga, West Virginia in the West, and Kansas-Purdue in the Midwest. Joining us now is recently former NIU basketball player Aaric Armstead, here to discuss the Sweet 16. Aaric, how have you been, man?
I've been good. Just relaxing, getting things together.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the Sweet 16 so far? Like, any matchups you're looking forward to?
I'll probably say the biggest matchup will probably have to be Malik Monk and Lonzo Ball, UCLA and Kentucky. Two big names going at it.
All right. And being this far into the tournament, does it help or hurt? Well, it can't hurt, but it has to help the players' draft stock going into the Sweet 16.
Absolutely. It definitely helps them. They're playing on one of the biggest stages in the world right now. Broadcasts all over, scouts, everybody's watching these games. It gives them a chance to showcase their talent, and make big plays, and it definitely boosts their draft stock.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, we weren't able to see NIU in the big dance this year. But what do you guys think of your season, just overall?
Well, I know guys are disappointed. It didn't end how we wanted it to. We made a good effort, a few good pushes throughout the year. Didn't reach our goal exactly, and I know it's going to motivate the younger guys and the returning guys and newcomers to want to make a better effort next year.
Yeah, and you're looking to go pro, am I correct?
Yes.
So how's that process working for you so far?
Well, right now I'm just in the process of finding an agent. Just pretty much, trying to narrow things down. Get steps put in place. Once I find an agent, then I'll be able to go to tryouts. Go back home to California. Hopefully enter some combine stuff, and then we'll see what happens from there.
Who's your dream team?
My dream team probably have to be the Spurs.
The Spurs? Why?
Spurs. Because they're my favorite team. I've been a Spurs fan.
Big Pop fan?
Oh yeah, years now.
It would be fun interviews with them, seeing your,
Yeah.
But thank you for joining us, Aaric. It's always having a
Absolutely.
pleasure.
No problem.
Yeah, and when we come back, we'll have some highlights from March Madness.
Leader of the Pack is a weekly segment that my partner Eddie Garcia and I produce. It highlights individuals around the NIU community who extend their leadership roles beyond the realm of sports. If you have any suggestions for anyone you believe that should be the leader of the pack, please feel free to contact us at the Northern Television Center. I'm Ricardo Segura, and thank you for watching.
And we are back. So, Tom, I just want to talk to you about our brackets. So, ours is just over with, and Q Scott, he's on top living life. So who do you have going to the Final Four?
Oh, well, I had Duke. That's not quite
Yeah.
up to par anymore, but I think I had Kansas, North Carolina, and then I took West Virginia. I like them. I think they're good.
Okay.
Both sides of the ball, so we'll see how it goes. Definitely not Duke anymore, though.
Yeah, definitely not Duke. I mean, let's be real. They aren't the fan favorite, but everybody thought they were going to do well, and now they're not. They're at home.
Really
They're-
talented roster. But
Yeah, those 8 McDonald All-Americas are helping them now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and that's a wrap on today's show. Thank you for joining us here on Top Shelf Sports.
Remember to check us out on Facebook and Twitter, and make sure to listen to all of our podcasts, including Ankle Breakers and Hot Takes and SoundCloud.
Enjoy all the games this weekend, and make sure your brackets are still safe. Here to end the show are more highlights from this past weekend.
Go to him. Terrific little goes out of the
First things first, I'ma say all the words inside my head. I'm fired up and tired of the way that things have been.
Long pass up ahead. And once again, just denied it. Roll!
DiVincenzo. Moving the ball side to side here. After the drive, outside Milton through. Ojale putting his imprints all over this game with the putback, the finish. Ojale getting it done.